Okay, morning, Monday 13th of October. Actually on a quote right now. This is a lawn which is, well, I'll show you, it's basically just weed. You can see here lots of rabbit digging up, and so it's essentially this section all the way here, all the way down here. Now apparently 80 odd years ago this was a tennis court, and what we've got now is just moss and weeds, and I think the gardeners tried to put down some kind of feed. You can see that in the moss that there's some iron there. So essentially the brief is, look at that autumn picture, that's lovely, isn't it? Essentially their son's getting married here next July, so the plan is to get, they kind of wanted it all sorted now, and I was just like, no chance. However, with the goal of getting it done for July, we'll start the process now, because I'm not going to be able to get to anything till mid to late November, but hopefully we can start the ball rolling, start trying to get rid of some of these weeds, maybe give it a light scarify. I don't want to tear it all out and leave loads of bare patches and then we miss the chance to seed because of the frosts that have come in potentially. So a light scarify, a bit of a treatment, and just start the ball rolling. Right, I'm on a new one today, so I'll get there and show you through it. Okay, so this is the new project. This lawn is halfway between my house and my container, so this is perfect. So a lot of building work going on at the moment, so at the moment it is literally, well, we'll cut this bit of grass but we're not really doing anything here, so it's essentially cut all this down to reasonable height, use the power rake to get this area cleaned up and seeded, and then we'll just give it, kind of treat any weeds, maybe treat weeds, depends on the weather. There's a few in there, and then give it a little sort of a light feed. What's quite good about this job also is obviously you've got the woodland and you've got this whole paddock here, which potentially, you know, this is what the tractor and the flail was bought for. Obviously for the property in which it's kept in, but also for me to use on properties like this. So yeah, they do have the only problem is sort of the being competitive enough of the pricing, because they have a farmer who does it very, very cheaply, so I certainly can't beat his price, but maybe if I'm already here, who knows, and I've got the availability where the farmer hasn't, maybe that might work in my favour. But at the minute I think they'll stick with the farmer for cutting that, unfortunately, but that's kind of the way it is. Okay, so we've given this a triple cut. First cut was a straight up and down, just to get some height out of it, side discharging. Second cut was a diagonal, basically pointing straight at the office, which was behind me. And then the third cut was on those lines to really stand them out, but with the bag on, just to take some of the debris off. So I'm now just spraying with a selective to try and tackle any weeds which are on. Here's just a quick one from the other side, so you can see that sort of conservatory. That's the office as it currently stands, so the stripes are pointing right at it, so that's perfect, and they're well pleased. Tuesday, fortnightly mowing, a little bit different this week. So this is not cutting this now, as the house I believe is for sale, and he's asked me not to come in, but he has asked me to come to his new property. But what I did is I'm just returning the padlock key, so I just wanted to check that it was the right key for the lock, and also just check the lawn because we fed it last week. It looks okay considering the dog's doing its business. Interestingly, all the times I've been coming, the gate's locked, and the one time I'm not actually coming, the gate was unlocked. But there you go. Right, usual Tuesday, you've seen it all before, so unless anything exciting happens, see you tomorrow. Okay, morning, so it's Wednesday and slightly different today. So normally I'd go to that big white house where no one lives, However, it's my son's school assembly today, so I've gone to see that. So it means I think it's about 10:30 now, and I've just got to the first job. So basically I'm going to do that one on Saturday, because no one lives there. I can come and go as I please. Then I'd go to a little one on the way down to this road where I do 3. So I'll fit that one in tomorrow, so that should work well. And then actually that means I've got a bit of time, more time to spend on these 3. If you remember 2 weeks ago, as I finished the last property, the sun was kind of setting and I was wondering where we would be in 2 weeks time. Well, it was 2 weeks time, but actually the order of work has changed slightly, so we probably won't find out, because I'll probably finish a good hour before I normally would. It'll be in 2 weeks time when we really have an issue, and that'll be just before the clocks change and go full back, isn't it? Full back. So autumns, there you go, look at that. I love the colour of this tree. So basically leaves down, but not too many leaves down, so I will just blow them onto the lawn and then hoover them up. That will be the order of the day. Okay, on to the next lawn, and look at the colours here. This is amazing. So this one's quite an early faller. This tree, this sort of picture of this amount last year was about a month ago, so this tree is about a month behind, which is quite interesting. I would have thought it would have been earlier. Maybe it's because it's been so dry, then that little bit of rain we've had has given it a little bit of a flush perhaps. But check out the colour of that one down the... That's amazing. I love it. I love the autumn. So this is just a fortnightly cut, so but obviously we'll deal with the leaves as well. So yeah, cool, huh? The only annoying thing is I haven't got the billy goat with me. I've only got the backpack blowers, so we'll do the best we can. I think all that half, there's kind of what I call an alleyway down there, so what we'll do is we'll just get all that over there. This will probably have to be collected because it's just too much, and then the rest we'll just bag. Now, not one to throw shade, but this is the property I used to look after and was expecting to take back over. Anyway, today they had a guy in cutting and bagging the grass. I don't need to say any more than that, do I? Let me confirm, cutting and bagging the grass. Okay, so all done, all tidied up. Obviously there's leaves coming down like there's no tomorrow, but it's all striped up. That lovely red one's still looking good down there, and yeah, you can see it's just moss and weeds and a bit of grass and stuff, but that's all it is. It's just a fortnightly mow, no more than that. Thursday, so basically yesterday ended up in the dark, I think. Pretty much, and I didn't do 2 yesterday, and to be honest, had I done them, I would have had I would have completely run out of time, and it would have gone really bad. So the White House, let's call it, I'm just going to have to do that on a different day. There won't be enough time to do that again in that route for the rest of the year. As I say, it has been up for sale. I inquired today as to what's happening, and by all accounts the owner's asking far too much, so no one's even remotely interested in it. So it seems as though it's going to be on the books for a while longer. So we're back at this lawn here where I'm trying to get those diagonal stripes burnt in. So we'll go again. I just want them to be able to really pop, you know, within a week later, is really pop. But generally everything's looking pretty tidy. A few leaves down there, which is fine. A few leaves around there. If you remember last time I was here, the front lawn was smothered in red thread, really active stuff. So I hit it with a little cocktail, and I'd fed it as well. I'd fed it a week or 2 before. So so that just shows you that it isn't just feeding the lawn, it is getting that iron in there to dehydrate the red thread, which is the key, but then also getting a bit of feed in there to then grow it out for the recovery. Anyways, here we go. So here's it. So it's nice and green. Let's see. So there you go, that was some active red thread which is now not active anymore. That is a stone, and yeah, perfect. That would have all been the little candy flossy bits, and it's just dried it all out. So on the whole, a great result. You can see where it was, and you can see all those little scars, but that's not active, and that's the key. So what will happen now is the grass will grow the grass up, we'll cut all that dead stuff off eventually, and we're back to a nice healthy green lawn. So well pleased with that. So there we go, and that's a week's growth, that's a week's stripes. We're still standing out quite nicely. Okay, so there we go, all striped up now. Talk about red thread, let's talk about dead thread. Back lawn, kind of looking okay now actually, to be honest. Just a shame about all the dog burns on it, really. Other than that, not bad. Oh, I stood up too quick. And the front lawn. So striped it up now, it's looking okay. Bearing in mind we've had 2 sort of mornings of rain since I need to blow the leaves off actually. It's dry as a bone, it really is. Had a little bit of drizzle yesterday morning, but I wouldn't regard that as rain. And maybe it's been sprinkled, had to sprinkle on a couple of times. But the seed's just sitting in there, waiting to get damp, basically. So there's only so much you can do, isn't it? Okay, so it's Friday, it's quite early. So we're back at the usual first Friday house to cut this actually. And I tell you what, even though last week I said this looked completely bald, it's actually started to germinate now, believe it or not. Look at that, this seed's been down probably a month, and it's only now has it started to actually start germinating. So that's really positive, and it's a proof, isn't it, that patience is what you need in this game. Anyways, so gonna get that all striped up. And if you remember last week, we scarified this lawn, and then on the Wednesday I think it was, and then on the Friday we sprayed it. So a little bit of iron, and you can see that in the moss. We're not looking to send it all black, we're just looking to sort of control it and knock it back a little bit, so that's good. And also feed the lawn, so the lawn's nice and green. Where there is grass, it's all greened up very nicely. So really pleased with that. You can sort of see here's a nice sort of thicker bit of grass, so that has greened up well. So we'll stripe it up. It's not ideal, but it's getting better, so that's good. Okay, second job. You can see that the grass is now beginning to come in again. Hasn't been watered. I watered it once. 2 notable rainfalls. It's such a slow process. What's happening is, because the seed beds are so dry and the grass isn't developing quick enough, you're getting so many seed heads from weeds and stuff which are developing. So I mean, it's something I've planned to do, but it's so much worse than what it could be, and that is so many weeds are growing. So we're just going to continue praying for rain, really. Show you the front. Front's finally kind of come in, but it's still really sparse. Just needs more rain. This actually is the best it's looked for a while, but lots and lots of weeds in and around there where it's taken so long. And that big fir tree, that's the first time there hasn't been loads and loads of debris that I've had to collect. So again, I guess that's got more of a chance now, because you can kind of see that bit around there. That bit's sort of, there's just nothing there. But that's where all the needles sat so thickly that there was just no air movement, no rain could get to it. So just looking for the keys for the tractor. but now less stuff is dropping. That means when I clear it up, it will stay clear for the rest of the week, and it will give it a chance. Found the keys now. Cool, so I'm just gonna, I've sort of blown the leaves out on the back there, and I'm now going to basically just set them up with the hoover, as in the lawnmower, the ride-on mower. Put what I can in the wheelie bins. This is about half full, the other one's empty, so I get as much in as I can, and then the rest of it just goes down into the compost bins down the bottom of the garden. But I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so there's the front lawn all striped up. There's the other side of the lawn. There's the other side of the lawn all striped up. It's 10 to 6 now, and I'm supposed to be going out at 5:30, so I'm going to be late. But I couldn't get the spraying on the back done last week because I had to leave at 4 to go and pick the kids up. So I can't, you know, there's only so many excuses you can come up with for not doing stuff, and that should have been, as I say, that should have been done last week. If I'd missed it this week, and I'm spraying weeds as well, so I need it to be dry, and then it's wet next week, can't do it next week, and then it drags on, then all of a sudden it's just, can you see that one? It's all striped up in there, so that's all good. So anyways, busy, right, hope you enjoyed the video. See you next week.